Inside the old cave, the party was greeted by several dead Duragar, their heads split cleanly open and their brains removed. The final chamber of the dungeon contained a closing portal operated by a single mind flayer and several of the Duragar, seemingly under the flayer's control. Defeating two of them exposed the small brain-like creatures that were controlling them, and the party easily dispatched the creatures and found a secret room with loads of treasure. Welcome back to New Dalancia, our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. I'm your host and your most gracious Dungeon Master, VGpunx. I almost said Commander VGpunx. I'm always almost saying Commander VGpunx. I hope everybody has had a wonderful past few weeks. Sorry we haven't done an episode for a while, but we're back, and we're here with a special guest star today, my good friend Healthius. Say what's up, man.
Hello there.
All right. So, as I just said, we had closed out the last session. You guys had just picked up several of these chests and a hoard of gold and jewels from the that back room. Healthius, you had stayed with the cart during that time,
Yay.
and probably helped set up camp. At this point, it's getting pretty late into the evening. We're just going to go ahead and cut to that scene here. It's an unexpected moment. Okay, hopefully that works. Oh no, it was all off center.
I see gray screen.
Oh,
Mine says you do not have any. You do not own any tokens with vision. In this area.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Mine did too, and it went away.
Okay. Now it looks like a dark knight.
Interesting.
Not
Yeah,
Batman.
That's what that should look like.
Campsite.
Batman.
I'm Batman.
I have a full camp that I can see, although it looks sort of like cloudy around the area.
Yes.
That's what I see.
Strangely enough, the lighting system isn't showing up on the stream. Very strange. Perhaps if I turn fog blurry, that will do it.
You know what I say? It's not a stream without technical difficulties.
Always with the technical difficulties. I'm not sure why that's not showing up for us here. It well should. Sorry.
What are we supposed to see?
Do we need to go to BRB so we can refresh or something?
Yeah, let's go to BRB, please.
Okay, we'll be right back, folks.
Sorry, guys. And we're back. Sorry about that, everybody, but all right. So you all make camp. Let me go ahead and actually show the portraits here, mostly for healthy sakes. He hasn't seen do that. Do I have? Yes, I do. You know what? Actually, let's just kind of move on from here. So everybody, you bring all of your goods and everything back to camp. Ahara, I believe you were also waiting with a wagon, if I remember correctly.
That sounds like something I would do.
Okay. Kind of. Okay, great. Cool. So Ahara, healthy as you see. The rest of the party, Val Phelan and Rek and everyone, and they are kind of hauling back all of these chests and sort of like this bag of stuff. As you guys approach the camp, you see that it's all nice and set up. There's a fire going, some appropriate music rolling. No, I don't actually have any uploaded yet. Well, that's a thing I forgot to do. That's okay, though. So upon returning to camp, Val and Brett kind of start stowing everything in the main tent over there on the left that you see. Govin and Kimrim come out of that tent and they start helping sort of unload everything. Kind of go through everything that you guys found. Kimrim, concerned, looks up at those who have returned. What was it that you found?
Something rather disturbing. I mean, they were brains, but they had feet.
These little cute tiny feet. They just kind of ran around, but it was people's brains that had been extracted.
I mean, I know I've heard the expression of people having brains in their feet, but this is ridiculous.
Not to mention the carnage that took place within the dungeon. Many of the corpses of the Duragar who have had their tops of their heads removed in a gruesome and yet very clean manner.
And the man with tentacles on his face that flew in the air.
Indeed. Whom you did make short work of, Tess.
Did you bring any brains?
Tess does
We-
think that she brought a vial of brain matter.
Yeah, we might have some brains splattered on us, but that might be about the extent of it.
Indeed. My armor could use a shine. At any rate, the question remains, what were they doing there?
Trying to summon something.
We've encountered these Duragar, these summoners in the past. This was different. Troubling. Perhaps it is a mistake in their summoning ritual that caused this creature to and its group to come through.
Tess doesn't think that's a very easy mistake to make.
if it is something that forced its way through. And we know that these portals were connected to the 9 hells. These strange creatures were not the same as the ones that we saw on the other side of the portal.
What were these creatures?
I don't know.
Did you,
Go on.
did you find any alive?
Of the Durgar, seemingly not. The ones that we faced were different in that they seemed controlled by the creature.
I see.
We dispatched the creatures, but it still bothers me that they seem to have come from the portal. Although I have no evidence to confirm that.
What was this portal?
The same portals that we had seen before. In our past experiences, there were Durgar who had opened these portals to summon forth devils from the 9 hells. It was this same portal that we encountered in Dintherum, opened ourselves and crossed through to the other side. A portal that was shut long ago.
Made of the mirrors.
The mirror is something different. We have yet to understand what really lies on the other side. At any rate, I think that we could all use some rest. Wouldn't you agree?
Tess is exhausted and so hungry.
Yes, if it pleases you, I shall cook.
Ooh. Tess is interested in your cooking.
I would also be pleased.
Go then approaches from the tent. Disturbing story. Well, we were able to get some fish. We have some other various meats if you'd like. Take your pick. It's all in the tent. Yeah, kind of gestures back toward the main tent area where there are several barrels. Al goes and sort of takes his pick out of that lot and starts preparing the food. I believe you all had some various magical items that you were waiting to attune to or to examine otherwise.
Magic.
Could be in your inventories.
Inventory.
Yeah, Tess, you have a staff of charming, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see
You
that.
needed to attune to. I think Ian Fear had something, if I remember correctly. No, I guess not. Okay. At any rate.
Tess was the only one who found anything magical.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. So, Tess, if you would like to spend the night tuning to this staff, you can do so.
Between eating the delicious meal that Val cooks and polishing her mother's skull and idly talking, she will study this staff of charming throughout the night.
After a time, Valphalin starts to dish out these various plates, meat, vegetables, all sautéed into sort of a stir fry. Antarius and Govan bring out a couple of small kegs, plunk them on the ground with a thud. A good meal deserves a good drink, says Antarius, sitting down with a mug and fills it up at the tap. Of course, you can all help yourselves. I do think I will.
Tess is going to pass so that she can concentrate.
All right, so I guess we're all kind of getting ready for to get that rest in. Who is keeping watch this evening? What's the
I'll
watch
keep
order?
watch.
Okay. How do you intend to do this?
I'm trying to look at one of these trees.
Okay. You want to climb up a tree or something?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
How do you do that?
So in Foundry, if you go to the over on the right hand side,
There's my dice settings.
there is a tab that kind of has like 3 people on it. If you click on that, you should see your character under player characters.
Yep.
Click on your character; it'll open up your character sheet.
I will.
And on your character sheet, click on the word dexterity, and it will roll a dex.
Ability check.
Yes.
Oh.
It'll ask if you want to roll with advantage or disadvantage or normal. Just roll it normal.
Normal.
There we go.
Uh,
We have a 10.
Okay.
I'd say this is not
10.
terribly difficult tree to climb, so you're able to make it up. About halfway, you've got good visibility of the road, and you've got a nice branch to sit on.
That's all I was looking for.
Right. So you kind of everybody else, you kind of see Healthius sort of haphazardly climb up this tree. Not the most graceful thing you've seen, but hey, he's a wizard, right? And who will be taking second watch?
Misku. Take second watch.
Misku? Okay. So, Healthius, I'd like you to go ahead and roll a perception check.
Perception. Click on perception.
Yes.
Normal. Yeah. I rolled a 19.
Yes, 19. Okay. So, everybody kind of puts in for the night and kind of watching the road, and you start to see light coming down the road. Slowly.
This is where I go to Fog Cloud. I want to cast Fog Cloud. How do I do that?
So if you go to your spell book, you'll find Fog Cloud there, and if you mouse over it, it'll turn into like a little dice on the side.
Where's
click on that
spell
dice.
books?
On your character sheet, it's if you look just underneath your portrait, there are some
Gotcha.
different tabs. Yeah, there you go. So just find Fog Cloud in the list and click on the little button for it. then we'll do that.
Where is cast? Cast.
It'll
Yeah, I
be
can-
sort of the left-hand corner where it'll show up as a dice.
Yeah, it'll be on the left-hand side when you mouse over it. There we go. Create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. Sphere spreads around corners. The area is heavily obscured. It lasts for the duration or until a wind of moderate or greater speed, at least 10 miles per hour, disperses it. At higher levels, when you cast the spell using a spell slot a second or higher, the radius of the fog increases by 20 feet for each spell slot above the first. So I see that you've placed down the 20-foot circle around the this probably now dying campfire, or probably sort of waning campfire.
And around where I would think people are trying to sleep.
Yeah, sure thing.
I think Tess is still going to be awake trying to study the staff. She's pulling an all-nighter.
Okay, well, guess you would see kind of like a heavy mist just come out of nowhere.
Okay. Yeah, so you see Healthy's sort of gesture, kind of catch it out of the corner of your eye, and a fog cloud starts to spread about the area. Does not break your concentration or anything, but you do realize that it's happening.
Looking up, Tess says, as quietly as possible, Altheus, is everything okay?
People coming.
Oh.
As the lights continue down the road, they start to come into view, and you can make out a wagon with several riders. They stop. Still down the road from where you are. You don't think that they've noticed you or anything, but they seem to have stopped. There are now people also on horseback, and they seem to be talking.
Are we still waiting for the carriage?
What's that?
Are we still waiting for a carriage?
Oh no, those are here. Your carriages are here at the camp.
Okay.
Oh, they're parked nearby, obscured. As you continue to watch, whatever is going on between the people who are in this wagon and the people who are on horseback seems to degrade into, some shouting. At this point, I'd like everybody in the party to go ahead and give me a perception check or a listen. I'm not sure. Do we still have listen as a skill?
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Okay, then give me a perception.
Ooh. Perception.
Love all the dice. So yeah, Healthiest, you're good. You definitely hear this shouting from your vantage point.
Cyrene got a natural 20.
Yeah, Cyrene, you immediately awaken, as do you, Misku. Ian Fear, Tess, you don't hear anything. You're too focused. But Ian Fear, you don't hear anything. Ahara, yeah, you awaken too. You can hear the shouting happening, seemingly just down the path to the east of where you are.
I don't know if it's doing anything.
Unseen Servant. Let me see. This spell creates an invisible, mindless, shapeless medium force that provides a single tap at your command until the spell ends. Servant springs into existence in an unoccupied space on the ground within range. It has AC 10, 1 hit point, and a strength of 2. Attack drops to 0 hit point. Spell ends. Okay, what do you want your Unseen Servant to do?
Stealthily investigate.
Okay, so you send your your servant out, and it willingly obeys. So it can only travel up to 60 feet away from you.
How far away is this?
They're pretty far, but it could probably get a better idea of what's going on.
Okay.
So that's going to take a bit of time. For anyone else who is awakened, hearing the noise, do you guys have any actions here?
Misku was sleeping next to the fire. She sits up straight when she hears the yelling, gives a stoic look on her face, stands up, dusts herself off, and grabs her club.
A fog.
Balphalin, Antarius, and Govin and Kemrim still seem to be asleep.
Cyrene kind of pops up and looks around, head darting from side to side. She can clearly she can hear what's going on. So she gets herself like ready, kind of slaps herself to wake herself up a little bit.
Tess is still very focused on the staff.
Do you have identify?
What's that?
Tess have and identify?
You can identify items either with a spell or by focusing on them for essentially the duration of a rest. I believe a long rest.
You want you.
As you continue to monitor the situation, Althea, some more noise breaks out. The cart, the wagon with those people take off, and the people on horseback behind it, riding alongside. They are
Died?
coming toward you guys.
People behind the horseback died?
Yeah, people behind the wagon on horseback. Still can't quite make out what's going on. Probably after a time, your unseen servant returns, somehow communicates with you that,
So they're coming towards us?
yeah, they're coming towards you pretty quick.
Okay, here. Where is it? Oh. Which direction are they coming from?
They're coming from the east.
East, so like through the brush and the trees?
They're on the path, actually. Likely when they get close, they may be able to detect your fire.
I think this is let me do anything. Here, close that stupid thing. I want you close. Okay, well, I'm trying to cast Grease.
Oh yeah, I see it.
You do? Because my thing is like frozen right now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see it. You casted it.
I did.
Here's creature standing in its area.
Trying to close my character sheet so I can see.
110 feet square.
And it's
So
not.
you can only cast this spell within 60 feet of you. This would probably require you to get closer to the road.
Hang on 1 second. Anyone else doing anything?
Yeah, anybody else taking any actions?
I think I'm gonna probably try to rouse the rest of the people around.
Quietly.
Same.
Seeing everyone wake up, Tess is going to attempt to douse the fire. She starts like kicking dirt over the fire to try and put it out.
I can't see anything.
You douse the fire. It is dark. What is it?
Is my unseen servant come back yet?
Balphalin sort of starts to stand. What is it all? Is something coming?
Altheus said
Yes.
people are coming.
People coming. I don't think they can see us.
Altheus, as they pass by, or as they start to pass by, or get closer, you can now see that this wagon is clearly under attack by the people on horse. Like they're shooting at them with bows. You see the occasional spell being tossed at the wagon.
And everything on my screen just froze. My mouse won't move or nothing.
Oof.
It moved. I'm gonna reload page
Okay.
if I can. If
Either way, there
it'll let
really
me.
isn't anything visually going on at the moment. But like I said,
my-
you see them coming up the road.
Can't see anything because my character sheet's in the way and it won't do nothing. Looks
So
like
try reloading.
I'm trying. It's not doing anything.
Maybe try closing the browser and reopening it.
I tried minimizing it. It won't even do that.
Yeah, let's cut to BRB. All right. So at this point, everybody is awake. Although I don't know that. I know everyone knows that someone's coming up the road, but I don't think everybody has all the details as of yet. You all hear shouting. It sounds like combat.
Coming straight toward us from the east.
Yes, coming directly your way on the path. Healthiest, you're the only one that sees what's going on at this point.
Prepare for battle.
Are you going to climb down from the tree and head out to the path?
At this point, no.
Okay. You going to fill anyone in on what you're seeing?
Thought I just did.
You said someone's coming. I remember.
I said prepare for battle.
Ah, okay. So you tell everybody to prepare for battle. So yeah, Misku, you and everyone else hear the call. I'm sure this is something that you that you've kind of been waiting for since you started hearing all the sounds.
Yeah, which direction is the sound coming from?
It's coming from the east, along the path.
All right.
You definitely hear like horses running. So about the only place they could run around here would be the path, because dense forest.
But if that. So we know it's a wagon.
Yeah,
We
you
hear
can
horses.
that.
But if the wagon is coming from the east, and if they keep coming, they're going to run into our camp.
Yeah, they're going to come across you.
And
Okay.
I laid down a patch of grease, so if they do go into the camp, they'll be skidding towards us.
I just don't want any of our tents to get trashed.
Well, they're not going to cross the tents. The tents are off of the path.
Okay.
So they're surrounded by trees, but you're pretty close by. They'll be able to see you.
Okay, so we want to try and lead them to the grease trap, correct?
Yeah, and the grease trap is actually on the path itself.
Okay. 1 second. I have something that I can do.
Quit.
I'm going to go ahead and switch maps at this point.
Yay.
Let's say you guys probably proceed down
Forest
to the path
road.
where everything's happening.
I can see it. Whoa.
Okay, can everyone see okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still nighttime, so
Yeah.
it's quite dark.
So the grease trap is right in front of us? Am
I'm
I
not
guessing that
sure.
correctly?
Yeah, let me put that down real quick. So this is a 10 foot by 10 foot. Say he probably threw it about right here. Can everyone see that?
No,
Yeah.
It's a little ways ahead on the path.
how do you see that?
Are you? Can you see the scene, Altheus?
I scroll all the way out, and now I can see everything.
Okay.
Am I still in the tree?
No, you've come down at this.
Oh, okay.
So let me get some appropriate music going.
All right. Misku would actually like to head over to the tree line and hide over there and wait.
Yeah, go ahead and move it.
Sounds
So
like a good idea.
we're gonna go ahead and take a setup turn. So
Music's
if
too
you guys-
loud, dude.
Yeah, that music's really loud.
Sorry, let me. That any better?
No.
It didn't really change.
Yeah. Didn't change.
Now?
Now it's lower.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool.
a bit better.
All right. So
How
you
do I
guys.
bring up my player character.
So now that you're getting a much clearer view of what is going on, you can see that there is a wagon with that is actually being driven by two drow. In the back of the wagon, it looks like there are several dwarves, also sort of ashen skinned, likely the Duragar. The wagon is under attack by three people on horseback. The one on the south side is armed with a longbow, and the one on the north side of the wagon hurls the occasional firebolt into the side of the wagon. Wagon's looking pretty trashed at this point. But the occupants of the wagon don't appear to be armed at all. They're just kind of rushing away.
Okay. Tess is going to move to the side over here.
Okay.
And kind of poised to wait. Where is that? The enemy horse. So the enemy horses are on either side of the wagon and behind. Is that correct? There's three
Yes.
enemy horses.
There are three enemy horses, one on either side of the wagon and one bringing up the rear.
Okay, Tess is just yeah, she's gonna wait by the side of the road over here. And shout back. Because like can everyone see the horses yet, or
Yeah, everyone can see everything
Okay.
that's going on. They have a light. One of the Duragar on the back is holding up a torch. He sort of waves it at one of the horses, trying to the horse on the north side, trying to get it to break off, trying to scare it. It seems like Val's going to march forward a bit, and he's going to set up with his shield and his blade pulled back, so he's going to be leading with his shield.
oh, it's 30 feet. Get them to get a little bit closer.
Yeah, you can go ahead and take your time to set up here. So this is a setup round. Everybody can position yourselves as you see fit.
How do I undo this? Damn. How do you do anything? Okay, there we go.
Are you
How
able to
do
move your
I-
character around? You should be able to click and drag it.
Yes.
Cyrene's gonna kind of go in this like little tree area and hide out back here a little bit closer to the back.
Okay.
Okay, where is that?
Healthiest, I don't want you to get that close just yet.
Hang on. Had something here. Where'd it go? Where is it? There. Doom. Sure, why not? How about this?
Can we move you to like the other tree, maybe?
Did I do it? Yes, I did. All right, good. I'll move back. Sure. I was just trying to cast that spell.
Yeah, I'll let you prepare it, but yeah, no casting just yet.
Okay, well, I don't know.
This is sort of a setup turn. I just want to let everybody kind of move around and get set up for this, but
Okay.
cool.
I had to not cast it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, pull that like that. Okay, so here's what goes down. The person on the northmost horse casts one final spell into the wheel of the cart, and it strikes, and the cart kind of goes the cart kind of starts to buckle without one of its wheels. So it starts to lean to one side. As the horse hits that grease, it actually takes the wagon straight into the tree where it stops and crashes. So the wagon in this case is rendered inoperable. You see the two drow kind of fall forward off of the cart, and the Duragar, who have braced themselves as they saw what was going down, sort of ready weapons, and they look back toward the people who are riding along next to them. They're going to move forward just a little bit here. So they kind of come around and they start to see like everyone who has gathered around, and one of them, the center one there, calls out, "These creatures attacked us!"
They're saying that to us?
Yes. Help us put them down.
I'm gonna stay silent. I don't want to give away my position because I'm way too close.
Do we see any weapons that are on these Duragar or Drow?
The Durgar have some simple weapons. They don't look like they're going to last very well in a fight. The Drow, however, are unarmed.
Okay, so the drow are the ones with the wagon, right?
Yeah, they're the ones driving the wagon. The Durgar are the
And-
ones in the back.
And the Duragar are the ones that's saying that the drow attack them.
No, the three on the horseback back there are the ones that were saying that they were attacked by the Drow and the Durgar.
Right.
I think I'm going to call out from where I'm standing. It looks like you're the one attacking them.
Go ahead and roll. What do you think? Intimidation? Persuasion?
It seems more like intimidation.
Go ahead and roll it.
Cross my fingers. 9.
9. No, 6. That's a 6.
As you call out to them, the one on the side in sort of a quiet voice goes, and the that's the one at the north. The one at the south, who you're starting to make out is sort of a very large, green-skinned figure, goes, "Well, what do you want to do, boss? They figure this out." The one on the center horse goes, "Quiet, you idiot! We were attacked in the night. These creatures just came at us completely unprovoked. We are just defending ourselves."
Tess is going to walk up to this point right here in front of them and say, Tess understands how you must feel. It's no fun being attacked by anyone. I think what we need to do the most is just calm down. And I'm going to cast Calm Emotions.
Calm Emotions.
Let me try to link. Did it link it already or no?
Yeah, it already showed it.
Okay, it did.
Throw a creature choose to fail this saving throw. If it creature fails saving throw, choose one. It's okay. We go ahead and roll it. So this is a.
I wish I had that for regular life.
So I think because
Right.
I haven't used it yet apparently for the day. For one of them, I guess the one who's been speaking the most, I'm gonna spend 2 points off my sorcery, and I'm gonna use the hang on, what is it called? The Bend Luck skill.
Okay. You're bending luck on.
So basically, the one who's been doing the most talking, I'm gonna give a negative D4 to his charisma saving throw.
Okay. -4. Go ahead and roll it. Actually, I think even with the D4, that's not going to. Oh wait, that wasn't the right character that I clicked there. Why is it selecting the writing? Okay, let me put that wisdom saving throw from them. Okay, actually yes, a D4 will help with that.
I guess that's right.
Yes, that's correct.
Question.
What's that?
Do the horses count?
Do the
it
horses
said
count?
person, didn't it?
Uh,
Humanoid. Each
Humanoid. Okay.
yeah, each humanoid.
Not creature. Okay.
So the one in the center kind of glances over at the one on the side who still looks pretty upset. And they kind of give each other an affirmative nod, and the one in the center says, "Well, in the very least, you can help us get the things that they stole." She kind of flashes.
Oh, my bad. I forgot to say, because I can choose the emotion that whoever failed.
Oh, okay.
I
Go
want
ahead.
them to be frightened of me, like frightened of the look of me.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
So we'll say that we'll say the not the leader kind of backs off, the one in the center that's been doing all the talking, and the one now on the right hand side says, "The least you could do is help us get the things back that they stole."
What proof do you have that they stole anything from you?
Proof could possibly provide.
What items were these, and what were they for? Tess doesn't think you're telling the truth.
The other, the large half-orc you see on the southern side, he kind of peers around and he's like, I think they got us figured out, boss. We should go. He sort of draws his horse back 5 feet. You hear the clop, clop, clop as it draws back. Meanwhile, one of the drow sort of comes to, steps off of the carriage and approaches you. It leans into you, or she leans into you, and her eyes, you notice, are glowing sort of a red. Well, they almost glow in the moonlight. She says, "You are very wise. Comrades and I use your assistance." Under her breath.
Tess nods her head, like showing that she's acknowledging what the drow has said. And trying to keep her composure, Tess is going to kind of snap her fingers off to the right toward Misku, as if to signal Misku to maybe start moving just in case there's gonna be like an ambush or something. And she takes another step toward the horse people and says, Tess believes we can come to some kind of agreement. If you just turn and run now, it would be for the best.
The half-orc immediately flips his horse around. That went really poorly. And he just kind of starts taking off. The one on the north stays firm, and the other one also starts to back off, kind of just leading her horse away from you. Obviously, she's frightened. The one at the north, you still can't really make out their facial features. In their wiry sort of voice says, "All we want is the artifacts that were stolen. That's all."
I'm gonna hold off in case anyone else has any actions that they want to take.
Ian Fear, you're pretty close by. You notice the other drow seems to be injured.
See.
The one on the north, she kind of turns around, notices that the other two are starting to take off. Kind of frantically gestures and, "Fine. Have it your way. But mark my words. I'm going to find you. Don't forget a..." She looks really angry at you. You can tell now that facial features. This is a woman talking to you. Looks human, maybe?
The one on the north?
Yeah.
Okay.
She kind of snaps the sort of the back of her boot against the horse, and it turns around. 3 of them take off. down the road. Let me go ahead and cut the music.
Hello.
So you're left with the wagon, their wagon that seems to have been destroyed. Well, not really destroyed. It's just kind of in pretty dire need of repair. They seem to have one injured. One of the two drow seem to have been injured.
Tess wasn't sure if that was going to work out, to be honest. And she turns around to our new drow friend and says, or extends her hand out and says, "Hi, I'm Tess. What is your name?"
Ah, Savior, thank you. I am Lyphalia Knight. Board my sister, Mealy. We are traveling merchants, of course. As you can probably tell, we are drow, and therefore we travel the road at night.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up? I can hear you.
Oh, you cut out.
Oh, right, so she introduced herself and
I'm
said
sorry,
that the
what
other drow...
what are their names again?
The one that you're speaking to is Lyphalia Nightgale, and the one aboard the wagon is Mealy Nightgale. Mealy.
Is there a way I can see where these names are? Like, to spell them out?
Well...
Okay, Lyphalia is one of them.
Yes.
And then...
Lyphalia.
And then Millie?
And then Mealy. So it's
Mia.
Mialee.
Mealy. Okay.
Yeah, all one word.
And they're sisters?
They're sisters, yes. Or so they claim.
Okay.
If there's anything that you need, any wares, I would be glad to sell them to you at a discount.
Tess would be a little less worried about buying wares from you and more so concerned about helping with your, She points over to the decimated wagon. Your mode of transportation, really. Perhaps we should take you back to camp and help get everything settled.
It'd be good.
Mm,
I'm afraid my sister has been slightly injured. Otherwise, still alive. Our wagon really needs repair. Simply a broken axle, probably some other damage. We can make do. We have some supply. But, however, do accept your most gracious offer.
So at this point, Misku would like to step forward and extend a hand to our friend closest to us.
I just believe. I don't know. I kind of have a problem trusting them. So
That's
can
fair.
I try and see if they're lying?
Sure, that would be a insight check.
Inside.
And an insight check.
I'm gonna roll.
So far as you can tell, by her demeanor, she seems to be telling the truth, at least as far as she believes. You can clearly see that the other drow is somewhat banged up and does seem to be slumped over in the seat, perhaps unconscious. The four Duragar, I'm sorry, start to kind of rifle through things in the wagon, looking for supplies.
The axle, is it completely shattered or is it just like one break in the wood?
There's a break in it. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. But some scrap wood can be utilized to repair it.
Would mending work?
Yes.
And Misku is still sitting there with her hand outstretched towards our new stranger.
She reaches out and shakes your hand.
I'd like to roll to intimidate.
Okay. How are you? I'm gonna go ahead and mute you for now, Healthy.
Thank you.
How do you want to
Hello.
intimidate? A look or
I'm going to so I wanted to roll to intimidate through a show of strength and a
Yeah.
handshake.
I'm live. I'm in the room.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I'm sorry. You're doing what? You're like.
I was gonna intimidate through a show of strength and the handshake.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll it. Intimidation. Oh yeah, her eyes kind of grow wide, and she sort of pulls her hand back, and
Or she can release Misku with just a dead look in her eyes. We'll say, before we invite you into our home, you might want to explain to us what's going on here first.
it's as I said, we're traveling merchants. She kind of looks back over toward you, Tess. I guess kind of being the first person perhaps that she encountered in this situation. She starts to sort of glance around at the rest of the party, kind of warily, and she takes kind of a 5-foot step back toward Tess.
Tess is trying to mend the axle right now, and she says to the drow, what are these wares that you are accustomed to selling, and why were they after these artifacts?
I assume that they wanted to rob us. We're just merchants. We take supplies back and forth from Mekrodika to Staskar and then on to Bunavar. Like I said, we are drow and Duragar, and we travel at night.
Do you know of what artifacts they were after? They specifically mention artifact, which is curious
We
to Tess.
didn't steal anything. If that's asking.
No. Just curious as to what they are and how they were obtained.
Sorry about that, Healthiest. Absolutely.
Am I back?
You're back. She says we have some various wares in the cart, as you can see. Here they are. There are in fact in the back of the cart various crates and chests. She opens one, and you can see kind of one of the crates, and inside are these very neatly packaged packs of incense. We have various spell composed, even some magical items. If I may implore you, my sister is injured.
I
Although
was
it's
trying to give a potion of healing before I was
sorry about that.
interrupted.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can totally do that. So you want to administer healing to the injured girl?
I'm not healing. I'm just giving her a potion of healing.
Oh, okay. So you're giving it to the conscious drow.
Sure. I don't know what I missed, but yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you step up and hand her the potion of healing, and she takes it and says, "Thank you so much." As I said, you are free to any of our wares at a discount, I may add.
Is the axle fixed?
As you cast, the Duragar go to work, sort of helping hold things together so that you're able to mend it. Yes, the axle and the wheel, you're able to mend them pretty easily.
Okay. Looking to Lyphalia is the one who's conscious right now, right? Like, she's the one I'm talking to.
Yes,
Okay.
that's Lyphalia.
Making sure. Looking to the rest of the group, Tess is going to say, Tess really doesn't think we have much to be concerned about here. Let's get them back to the tent, back to the camps. Tess will ride in the wagon to help heal the unconscious one.
Yes, thank you. So she hops up into the driver's seat and administers the potion to her sister. She doesn't seem to come to, so she sort of lays her down in the back of the wagon.
Yeah, Tess is gonna help her, kind of lay her back down in the wagon, and then crawl up in there and start working her healing.
She gestures to the Duergar. Hitch the horse. We'll move. Two of them move up to the front of the wagon. Healthiest, this is kind of one of the first few times that you're getting a good look or a closer look at the Duergar. You've seen them before in town, mostly at night, and they tend to keep to themselves. Definitely don't come out. Don't make it a point to come out during the day very often, but you know that they do exist.
Okay.
For the rest of
Anything
you,
I
you
should
probably
be
haven't
weary
really seen
about?
Duergar very often, but given those past experiences, ...
Yeah, there is reason for concern when there are Duergar involved, as far as we know, but Tess is a healer at heart, so she's gonna do what she feels is right.
They bring the wagon about, and you guys slowly guide it back to your. Go ahead and activate that scene. Get back to camp. Your fire is still out. Govin and Kimrim and Antarius all come forward to see what's going on. Oh, friends. Seems that you've gotten yourself in some manner of experience here. Okay. And you've brought friends, I see.
I believe Tess is still in the back of the wagon administering healing. Should I roll a cure wounds?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
Okay. I mean, the drow doesn't appear to be almost dead, though, right? Like,
No,
it's
no,
okay.
she was not in danger of dying. No, she just has a very, some cuts and scrapes, and she hit her head pretty hard when the wagon came to a halt. So she's probably bleeding from the head. So as you cast, her wounds start to close. She comes to. Oh. Mm.
Tess smiles at her and says, the wagon took a pretty bad crash. Looked like it knocked you out, but you should be okay as long as you get plenty of rest and some water tonight.
See. Thank you. And what of our attacker?
We took care of them.
See. I hope everyone's. I think I'm going to get the rest.
Yes.
Just kind of rubbing her head the entire time and wincing her eyes. It's apparent she is. Her head hurts.
Tess takes the nearest, like, bedroll or pillow or even just a hard piece of wood and kind of lifts her head up and places it like a pillow on it. Just
Her
whatever's
sister.
available.
Life. Fall?
Lyphalia?
Lyphalia. thank you. Thank you for all of your
Misku's gonna go ahead and head over to the fire and get it started back up, and plant herself on the ground, on the other side of the fire, so she can keep an eye on our new guests.
They you watch the Duragar as they sort of rifle through everything in the back of the wagon, their wagon. One of them is sort of scribbling down on a sheet of parchment. I guess kind of going through everything and possibly taking a manifest.
Wrapping their
Sure that
course.
everything's still there.
Inventory.
Or that.
Right. So
I think that calls for healthiest a shift. He's gonna probably nap.
all right. The drow guides you over to the back of the wagon, where she sort of pops open one of the chests that they have back there. These are our magical items. You see there's a robe in here with actually has some patches attached to it. There is a scroll. Actually, there are 3 scrolls, and there is there's a rather large gleaming warhammer within.
Healthiest pops up when he hears magical items.
It's not much. We tend not to procure these types of items.
Not much. Do you see this thing? And Tess is going to just kind of try to pick up the warhammer.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, actually, and it definitely feels warm to the touch.
Warm?
Not like burning warm, but it's like
Like it's
Somebody's been
imbued with
holding it at
something?
least lately.
no, not like that. It's more of a sort of magical warmth, I suppose.
Well, Tess is always happy to do some shopping, she says as she places the warhammer back down. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Could probably use a rest, a break.
We could, yes. It has been quite a night. As she glances at you, you notice that she's kind of trying to keep you between her and the fire.
It's very bright.
Yes. As you kind of move around, she every time her eyes catch the fire, she sort of squints and winces a bit.
All right, well, let's get you something to eat and let's get everyone nice and hydrated again, and then we shall talk business. Sound good?
Yes, sounds great. She follows you over to the campsite, once again kind of averting her eyes from the fire. The Duragar also are tending not to look directly into the fire, you notice.
Yeah. Tess is basically going to gather up like a charcuterie board of whatever was left over and kind of bring it to the outskirts of the campfire where they would feel a bit more comfortable sitting down.
Other than the general supplies, or other than the magical items that we have in our stock, we also carry various incenses, some potions, and rations, some other basic supplies. Please, if there's anything you want, let me know, and we can work out a price at a discount. Help.
Anyone else want to say anything or do anything?
Nope.
Well, Phelan kind of plops down. We don't see many drow. We don't see many drow around these parts. Yes, that is because we only travel at night. The sun and the light hurt our eyes. Who'd we lose?
Misku has to get ready for work.
Ah, okay.
Well, Tess has read about the drow. She has never quite gotten to know anyone personally. Are you from around these parts?
Mekerdika. I live in Mekerdika. The drow are hirelings. I mean, the Duragar are hirelings. They make excellent workers, and we pay them not insubstantial fee.
Well, it's a good thing to be paying them. We definitely are familiar with how great workers Duragar can be. Tess kind of laughs at her inside joke.
Val kind of shifty eyes at you a little bit. Indeed, my kind are not as prevalent as many of the other races in Siuk. Dwarves everywhere. But they are kind, and they purchase our wares, and we make a living.
Yes, Tess spent many years growing up with dwarves. They're very hospitable.
Indeed. Present company included. And he kind of looks over toward the tent where Govin and Kemrem are actually having a cup of tea together. And what of you, travelers? Adventurers? What is your story?
Both. Trying to keep the details limited. Tess is just going to say, we like to explore.
I see. Explorers. How interesting. A bit too exciting for me. But I can understand the draw. Well, we have pretty much reached the end of our time here, so we'll pick up right here next time. And until then, I hope to see you next week on Saturday for Deep Space Transmissions, the really dangerous radio show. As well, next week on Sunday, we'll be back with some more New Dalancia Dungeons and Dragons 5th. So until then, this is VGpunx, your most gracious GM and party.
Sweet dreams.
We're signing. Keep a song in your heart.
Bye.